How much do you know about seas, sailors and shipwrecks? Well, here are 50 salt-soaked general knowledge questions, all with a maritime twist. So, don't forget to record your scores and let us know how you did. All aboard, proceed! Okay, question number 1. Scurvy is caused by the lack of which nutrient? Vitamin B, vitamin C, or vitamin D? It's vitamin C. Thank God for fresh fruit. Okay, question 2. Which sea connects to the Mediterranean through the Bosporus Strait? The Red Sea, the Black Sea, or the Adriatic Sea? Been in the news a lot recently? It's the Black Sea. Okay, question 3. If you're standing on the deck of a ship and facing the front, or the bow, what is the right side called? Port, stern, or starboard? Yes, it's starboard. Going clockwise from the top, it's the bow, starboard, the stern, and port. Indeed. Right, literature now. In Treasure Island, which character leads the pirate mutiny? Captain Smollett, Billy Bones, or Long John Silver? Yes, it's Long John Silver. Okay, next question. Right, number 5. Which ocean is named after a figure from Greek mythology? The Indian, the Pacific, or the Atlantic? It's the Atlantic. It means the Sea of Atlas. Right, question 6. Sea life. Which of these sea creatures has 3 hearts? The starfish, the octopus, or the lamprey? Any idea? It's the octopus. Yes, along with many other strange features, it has 3 hearts. The starfish can regrow limbs, and the lamprey has no jaw. So, they're all a bit weird. Question 7. Which navigational instrument measures the angle between the horizon and a celestial object? A compass, a sextant, or a star chart? Yes, it's the sextant. Great. Right, question 8. World records now. What is the world record for longest breath held underwater? 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or 25 minutes? It's, believe it or not, 25 minutes. It was set by Budimir Sobat in 2021. He pre-breathed pure oxygen before submerging himself. So, it's sort of cheating really, but the record still stands. Okay, question 9. What is the medical term for seasickness? Tinnitus, labyrinthitis, or kinetosis? It's kinetosis. It's the same name for all kinds of motion sickness. In case you're wondering, labyrinthitis is an inner ear condition that affects balance. So for question 10, we have a question about knots. So, take a look at the picture. Can you identify this sailing knot? Is it a reef knot, a bowline knot, or a clove hitch? Well, if you know, you know. It's the bowline knot, used for fastening sails, among many other things. Question 11. How much of the Earth's surface is covered by the Pacific Ocean? 20%, 30%, or 40%? It's 30%. Yes, it's rather large. Okay, question 12 now. In the US Navy, what is the lowest commissioned officer rank? lieutenant, petty officer, or ensign? It's ensign. Petty officer is the lowest non-commissioned rank, and lieutenant is above ensign. Right. Okay, nautical units now. A fathom is equal to how many feet? 6, 8, or 10? It's 6 feet. Originally, it meant the span of a man's outstretched arms. We're going to come back to fathoms later. Okay, question 14 now. Which explorer gave his name to a sea between Alaska and Russia? James Cook, Roald Amundsen, or Vitus Bering? It was Vitus Bering. His discovery of the Bering Strait proved that Asia and North America were not connected by land. Oh. Right, literature now. Which novel opens with the line, "Call me Ishmael"? Robinson Crusoe, Moby Dick, or The Sea Wolf? Yes, it's Moby Dick by Herman Melville. Classic. Okay, question 16. Which of these sea creatures is most closely related to sharks? Stingrays, eels, or whales? Yes, it's stingrays. They belong to the same group of cartilaginous fish as sharks. Okay, next question. Here's a nautical expression for you. If you are 3 sheets to the wind, what are you? Mad, drunk, or poor? Yes, you'd be drunk. The sheets here are actually the ropes that fasten the sails. If all 3 are loose and flapping in the wind, the ship lurches about uncontrollably. So, I'm sure you can see the metaphor. Right, question 18. The sea trade route, known as the Cape Route, passed between which 2 places? Brazil and Peru, Europe and Asia, or Africa and Australia? Yes, it was the trade route which connected Europe and Asia. It passed around the Cape of Good Hope, hence its name. Okay, question 19 then. Which of these drinks is closest to traditional naval grog? Mulled wine, Cuba Libre, or daiquiri? It's daiquiri. Both grog and daiquiri are made with rum, water, lime juice and sugar, only in different quantities. Lovely. Okay, so after all that grog, which signal flag indicates man overboard? Delta, Oscar, or whiskey? It's Oscar. If you didn't know, you may have guessed the O from overboard. Delta means keep clear of me, I am maneuvering with difficulty, and whiskey means I require medical assistance, which is always good to know. So, question 21. Which legendary creature was said to drag ships underwater with its giant tentacles? The Kraken, the Leviathan, or the Hydra? It's the Kraken. It's thought the legend is based on sightings of the giant squid. Right. Okay, a Beatles question is up next. Which member of the Fab Four sang lead vocals on the song Octopus's Garden? Paul, John, or Ringo? Yes, it was a Ringo song. He wrote it and sang the lead vocals. Okay, question 23. In 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, which was not a feature of the submarine Nautilus? a library, a periscope, or electric batteries? Yes, it doesn't have a periscope. The Nautilus had electric power and even a fine library, but the book describes a viewing platform instead of a periscope. Okay, question 24 now. On the topic of marine technology, who invented the marine chronometer? Galileo Galilei, Thomas Mudge, or John Harrison? It was John Harrison. His solution to the longitude problem made sea travel vastly safer and more accurate. Right, question 25. How long did it take Amir Klink to row across the South Atlantic? 30 days, 100 days, or 180 days? It took him 100 days. Yes, he was the first person to row solo across the South Atlantic back in 1984. Good job. Right, we're halfway now. Question 26. In which sea were the Barbary pirates, the Corsairs, most active? The Caribbean Sea, the Red Sea, or the Mediterranean Sea? Yes, they operated mainly in the Mediterranean, though at times they ventured as far north as the coast of Cornwall. Wow. Okay, on to musical theatre now. Which Gilbert and Sullivan operetta includes the stirring line, "A British tar is a soaring soul"? Is it the Pirates of Penzance, HMS Pinafore, or the Mikado? It's from HMS Pinafore. A tar means a sailor, apparently. Right, question 28. Marine life. Which of these fish species is only found in the open sea? Cod, salmon, or tuna? The answer is tuna. Whereas cod is found in relatively shallow waters and salmon migrate to rivers, tuna is found only in the deep blue sea. World War II history now. Which US naval victory in 1942 is considered the turning point in the Pacific during World War II? The Battle of Coral Sea, the Battle of Midway, or the Battle of Leyte Gulf? It was the Battle of Midway. It halted the Japanese advance across the Pacific. Okay, so question 30. Which of these moon phases is known for bringing spring tides? New moon, first quarter, or last quarter? So among these options, the new moon is the correct choice. Spring tides can also come during full moons too. They're caused when the moon is aligned with the sun. Charles Darwin now. What was the Beagle's primary reason for its voyage to South America? Scientific research, trading, or mapping the coast? It was actually to map the coast. Apparently Darwin was allowed to join the crew to give the captain some educated company. Right, question 32. What part of a ship was referred to as the devil? The plank, a seam in the hull, or the cat o' nine tails? It was a large seam in the hull. It's the origin of the saying, between the devil and the deep blue sea, just so you know. Okay, Pirates of the Silver Screen is next. Which actor who played Blackbeard in Blackbeard the Pirate helped popularise the stereotypical pirate accent? Errol Flynn, Basil Rathbone, or Robert Newman? Ah, matey, it was Robert Newman. His distinctive delivery inspired Talk Like a Pirate Day. Okay, question 34 now. Which ring-shaped ocean feature is formed when a volcanic island sinks beneath the waves? An atoll, a seamount, or a caldera? It's an atoll, a coral ring that forms as a volcanic island slowly sinks underwater. Right. Question 35 now. What condition, also known as the bends, can affect divers who surface too quickly? Nitrogen narcosis, decompression sickness, or hypothermia? The answer is decompression sickness. Symptoms can range from joint pain and dizziness to paralysis or even death. Here's a question about ship's cats now. Which seafaring feline was decorated for his courage aboard a Navy ship? Simon, Terry, or Unsinkable Sam? It was Simon. He was awarded the Dickin Medal for his efforts in fighting back a rat infestation aboard HMS Amethyst during the so-called Yangtze River incident. As for the other cats, Terry earned a reputation for his role in boosting morale, and Unsinkable Sam survived the sinking of 2 ships. In any case, good kitties. Right, question 37 then. Which European navigator was the first to round the Cape of Good Hope? Ferdinand Magellan, Bartolomeo Diaz, or Vasco da Gama? It was Bartolomeo Diaz. Da Gama followed later by completing the journey to India. Right, question 38. What name is given to the sunken landmass that once connected Britain and mainland Europe? The Heligoland Bank, the Albion Shelf, or Doggerland? It's Doggerland. Archaeological finds suggest it was home to Mesolithic people and rich in wildlife, but sank beneath the waves after the last ice age. Right, question 39. Which of these shipping canals operates without the use of locks? The Suez Canal, the Panama Canal, or the Kiel Canal? The answer is the Suez Canal. The Kiel Canal in Germany and the Panama Canal require locks to raise and lower ships over varying terrain. Okay then. Question 40. Art now. Who created the famous woodblock print, The Great Wave off Kanagawa? Claude Monet, Katsushika Hokusei, or J.M.W. Turner? It was Katsushika Hokusei. His Great Wave is one of the most iconic images from Japan's Edo period. Great stuff. Okay, question 41. We're down to the final 10. What kind of ocean phenomenon is a maelstrom? A drop in temperature, a tidal wave, or a whirlpool? Do you know? It's an enormous whirlpool. In Dutch, it literally means grinding stream. Didn't know that. So, question 42. Which Broadway composer wrote the Oscar-winning song Under the Sea? Alan Menken, Andrew Lloyd Webber, or Stephen Sondheim? It's Alan Menken. Written for The Little Mermaid, it earned him an Academy Award in 1990. Great. Question 43 now. Which Mediterranean seafarers were the first to sail out into the Atlantic? The Egyptians, the Phoenicians, or the Greeks? Yes, it was the Phoenicians. They were the first to venture beyond the Pillars of Hercules. Yeah. Right, question 44. What name was given to a strange ultra-low sound recorded in the South Pacific in 1997? The roar, the crunch, or the bloop? The answer is the bloop. The sound was so powerful and unusual that some even speculated it could be biological in origin, perhaps from a gigantic, unknown deep-sea animal. It puzzled scientists for years until it was traced to the cracking of ice in the Antarctic. Well, thank God for that. Okay, question 45. We have English naval history now. Who commanded the English Navy at the time of the Spanish Armada? Sir Francis Drake, Lord Howard, or Sir Walter Raleigh? It was Lord Howard. Drake was the hero of the battle, along with the weather, but he was in fact second in command. Question 46. In which ocean zone does the Titanic rest? The Twilight Zone, the Midnight Zone, or the Abyssal Zone? Yes, the Titanic lies over 12,000 feet down in the perpetually dark Midnight Zone. It's technically called the Mesopelagic Zone. More on the deep sea in a second, but first... Question 47. Which of these pirates disguised herself as a man to serve aboard a ship? Mary Read, Grace O'Malley, or Rachel Wall? It was Mary Read. She disguised herself to join the Royal Navy and continued to present as a man when she became a pirate. Apparently the pirate crew eventually found out but didn't care because of her bravery and skill. How nice. Okay, question 48. Exploration now. In what year was the first successful expedition to the bottom of the Mariana Trench? 1949, 1960, or 1985? It was in 1960. The submersible Trieste reached the deepest point in the seabed, a place called Challenger Deep, at the southern end of the Mariana Trench. Question 49. So staying there for a second. Approximately, how many fathoms is the Challenger Deep in the Mariana Trench? 2,000, 6,000, or 10,000? It's about 36,000 feet deep. Yes, it's roughly 6,000 fathoms. Remember, a fathom is 6 feet. Anyway, staggeringly deep. And lastly, question 50. In Titanic, from which part of the ship does Jack famously declare, "I'm the king of the world"? The bridge, the crow's nest, or the forecastle? The answer is the forecastle, the perfect place for a windswept hair and dramatic declarations. And that's all 50 questions done. Are you a landlubber or master mariner? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for playing, everyone.